Greetings, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's autumn sketching time. If you've got a pencil and paper, get it. If you've got anything fun to sketch, go ahead and get that. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I'm not very technologically advanced, so I'm trying to do it as I can. So let's see if I'm live here. We're going to check it out. I don't know if I'm live. This is so confusing. Maybe I'm live in a new window. Yes, I guess I am live. Okay, well, say hello if you can. If you are here, I'd love to see you. We got some things we're going to try to sketch today. Let me make sure again if we're live. Yeah, I see something there. Yeah, I see something there. Okay, well, we are assuming. I don't know how to switch cameras, so we're just going to have this camera on. Um, you don't need to see my face anyway. So I am really enjoying this autumn weather, so I thought I would share some more sketches and sketching for you guys. And please say hello in the chat box, and so I know somebody is here. Um, so yeah, you guys might still be coming on. So I'm going to get rid of this and get my sketchbook. And while we're waiting for folks to come in, I thought I would just show you a few things that I use for sketching. Sorry, and my head is being turned away from the camera. Okay, and so I like to keep things super simple. Often I'll just use a pencil like this, mechanical pencil. Although if I'm actually out in the field sketching, I would often use a permanent pen. And so, because pencils smear. And then I would probably bring some kind of magnifying lens. But here in the studio, I have a bigger one to be able to look at things more closely. And then I really like to use pencils, these very thin pencils that stay nice and sharp. And they don't smear as much, although they are harder to erase. But they don't smear. And I do like using things that don't have an eraser, so I won't be a perfectionist. And I love these so much that I use them down to the quick. And so I have this extender here. So I can use these really short pencils. Okay. And then, yeah, if I do want to erase, often I'll use one of these erasing pencils, which you can actually sharpen, which is pretty cool. And then what I forgot yesterday that I wanted to show you guys was these kneaded erasers. Now you can, here's what it looks like when it's out of the plastic container, and you can make it into any shape you want. And what I was trying to show you yesterday when we were drawing acorns was how you can use this to prop something up. Oh, hello. I'm glad we have some viewers. I'm sorry my camera seems to keep refocusing. I'm new at all this. So anyway, I can use it to kind of squish something on like that. Then it will stay in place and it won't move, which is great for things that tend to roll around, right? So if you have a little bit of this kneaded eraser, you can just squish your object in there and it won't move. It's really good also for seashells, which is often really smooth and slippery and tend to roll away. All righty. And then speaking of erasers, I'll bring an eraser. I'll bring other kinds of pens. Like this is a water soluble pen. And I will paint with one of these brushes that's filled with water. And then I can also use my paints. And I have a few different sizes of paints I use. I use this big one. And then I also make little tiny ones inside Altoid containers like this. I see we have a couple people viewing. I would love if you said hi in the chat box so I know your name and I know if you've been sketching this autumn yet. Let me get this out of the way here. Okay, so yeah, anyway, those are some of my materials. Sometimes I carry a lot more things, but that's kind of the basics. Now, I have been really enjoying walking around my neighborhood. Yes, there we go. Walking around my neighborhood and noticing the really cool things in my neighbors' gardens. Some of my neighbors have very beautiful gardens of like cut flowers, or some of them look kind of more like English country gardens, and some of them just have natives. So I was really enjoying looking at these beautiful fall sunflowers. And here they are going to seed, and the seed-eating birds like the goldfinches are really enjoying these. Now, yesterday, of course, we talked about acorns, and I might do some sketching of those a little bit later. Yeah, sorry about this. I don't know how to stop refocusing the camera. And then some other native things we have that I've been noticing lately. These are manzanita shrubs, and these are common throughout the Western United States. And their blossoms are just about going to seed, actually. And so these come in all different sizes and shapes. In fact, manzanitas can even be small tree sized. And once I actually cut down a manzanita that was about 6 feet tall and hauled it home with my horse at Christmas time, and we used it for our Christmas tree. Because manzanita, the adult trees get very beautiful red bark, and the branches are really great for hanging Christmas ornaments on, and they have a really open structure so that you can really see all the ornaments kind of better than those spruce and firs that people often use for Christmas trees. Here's another nice native. So I'm just kind of going over some of these things I found, and then I'll choose which one to sketch. So this one is currant, and ribes is the genus. And again, since it's fall, all of these plants are producing beautiful fruits. So these are the fruits that are edible, and birds and mammals love these, and even humans. And so you see the individual fruit and the little pokey thing coming out of it. That's the stigma, which received the pollen, which actually, made the fruit. Kind of like these guys that we drew yesterday. And you can always look on my channel to see yesterday's episode. The end of the acorn has this pokey part, and that's also the stigma that receives the pollen so that it can fertilize and create the fruit, whether it's an acorn fruit or a ribes fruit. Let's see, what else have we been seeing lately? Let me see. Oh, yes, these are very pretty. So you can see that hopefully, if you walk around your neighborhood or out into a natural area nearby, you can find all kinds of fun things to sketch. These are wild roses, and the domestic ones have much bigger, showier rose hips. And I'm probably going to find some of those for you guys next time because they're showier and bigger and easier to draw. So anyway, these are the rose hips, which is just the name for the fruit. And these have a lot of vitamin C in them. You can dry these and make a tea out of them. You may have heard of rose hip tea before. What else have I been finding in my neighborhood? Oh, this is cool. So this is the native shrub that's blooming right now out in our forests, just east of us. I live at the edge of well, I live in Central Oregon actually, and to the west of me are the Cascade Mountains mountain range. It's a volcanic range of about 10,000 feet elevation, and those are covered with conifer forests. But just to the east of me are the pinyon, pine, and sage and juniper forests. And so this is a rabbit brush, and this is blooming right now. It looks kind of plain here, but these flowers aren't quite open, but they make a very beautiful sagebrush meadows. Right now, if you look out into the native sage, it's all covered in these swaths of bright yellow. And what I noticed is something really interesting, which you can't see very well because of the contrast. Just a moment. So these are really interesting to look at and sketch. They have these little balls on them, and you wonder what these are. And so it's good when you're out sketching in the field and journaling, just to really look at everything. Don't just pick the first flower or fruit that you see. Really observe a bunch of plants and see if you see anything interesting, any kind of anomalies. So, what are these? These are fuzzy, and you can kind of squish them. I don't know if I can show you if that works. Oh, that kind of works. Look at that. You can see that close up. Those are galls. Those are insect galls. And what that means is there is an insect that is generally particular to a certain species of plant. And it is going to lay its eggs in the stem here, and then also put a hormone in the stem, which makes the plant actually grow this thing we call a gall, Gall. And actually, I don't know if I can break this open. You can't, maybe you can't see it very well. But anyway, it looks a little different inside, you might notice. And so there's actually some insect eggs in there, and that protects them like a little nest. And then eventually they will hatch out of there. And these are often wasps. So there's certain species of wasps called gall wasps. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of cool. All righty. So yeah, when you're sketching, just look at a bunch of different things and sketch them. Oh yeah. Oops, I got that red stuff all over here. Okay. So today I thought I would sketch some of this for you. And and I'm going to use this pen here. This is a Tombow brush pen. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, it's working there. And my friend Marley Pfeiffer, who has the really cool YouTube channel on nature sketching, he turned me on to these, and I really enjoy these pens. But I like, again, sketching with a pen or a pencil like this. So you won't try to be a perfectionist and be erasing things. Because often there's not a lot of time when you're out in the field to sketch. Either the weather might change, or somebody you're hiking with might get bored and want to keep moving along, or if you're drawing something live like birds, then they're going to they're going to fly away. So anyway, I am just going to sketch really big as well so that you can see it. Now, you could follow along or just watch or just draw something of your own. But again, if you can say hello in the chat box, I'd really love to know because this is my first time streaming um, live to YouTube without using a second. Well, anyway, it's a long story. The technology is really long. And that's why I'm late because I was trying to figure out the technology today. But anyway, I'd love to know if you're watching, if you can click that like button, that would be really helpful. You know, the little up thumb like button. And then also click the share button in case you know somebody who is interested in nature and sketching and just observing the natural world. You know, and I always suggest that you really observe something really carefully before you start sketching. A lot of people just jump right in to sketching. So anyway, these are wild currants. And so I'm just going to put that name real big here. And I might, put the date. What day is it? Oh my gosh, it's the 3rd already. It's going to be Halloween pretty soon. In fact, this Saturday, I'd love to have you join me for the International Day of the Vulture. And I'm doing a live sketching demo on Facebook and maybe on YouTube as well. So anyway, I'll often put the date and put where I am. I'm here in Bend, Oregon. And, you could put the weather if you want. It's nice and sunny. I'm looking outside, although I'm not outside right now, but I did collect these currants. So anyway, that's just kind of our metadata. Anyway, these are currants, and that is in the genus Ribes. Ribes. I don't know this particular species, but you always underline or italicize if you're typing the scientific name. And since I don't know what species it is, I'm just going to go SPA. That means that we don't know what its specific epithet is. Anyway, so here we go. Now, it could be really intimidating to try to draw this whole thing. So I'm not going to do that, especially to save time. And also because, I want you guys to get out and sketch and not be intimidated by really hard subjects. And most of my students do say that time is the number one thing keeping them from sketching more. So I'm trying to show you some ways you can draw something a lot more quickly, because I'd love to just have you get out into nature for 5 minutes if you can at a time and just sketch. So, I might make just a really quick view of this whole thing and then a close-up of just a little part. Okay. And so, I might just show, maybe kind of the whole stem. And I'm just going to just do it just super quick, just to give an idea. And each of these little leaves, come like this. So you don't have to be exact because you can get a lot more exact in a close-up. And then there's these really cool the little berries coming out. So you could just do that, and then you could do a close-up. And so I would do like a little circle. Now, you could use a template, or I've got a template right here. I might just go like this, make a little circle around my whole picture, and then go on and make a bigger version of that same area here. And so that could be this whole part here that I'm going to add to. And so, that's where I would just take a little tiny bit. And I don't want to ruin this whole thing. Well, oh well. Got lots of them. So I would just maybe do a close-up of this little area. And so again, you want to just notice what you're seeing here. So we've got kind of a thicker stem, and then we have a little bit of a woody stem where usually like 2 or 3 or 4 little tiny leaves are coming out. And then usually in the axils of those stems, you would get the berries coming out. And I'm noticing the berries are in groups of 2 or 3, maybe it's more because some may have fallen off, just like with the oaks we did the other day. These are often in groups of 2 or 3, but sometimes you might only see one like that. But that doesn't mean that that's how it grew, right? That just means that the other ones probably fell off. So be careful when you're counting things. Okay, so anyway, if we wanted to do a bigger version of this, and especially if I have a pen that I can't erase with, I would start with the things in closest to me. And so that would be these really cool fruits. And again, can you see those? They're very pretty. And I might have that sitting here. And I'm going to try not to move it anymore because that'll really mess me up. But so what's closest to me and overlapping? And it would probably be these different fruits. And I'm going to draw them larger than life because I really want, to be able to see them well. And, again, I'm not erasing. I can't erase with this, which is good. So I'm just showing some of these overlapping fruits and their kind of stigmas coming out. And they have little leftover sepals and a little stem. And then let's see, there's another one that was coming out kind of like this. And it's kind of overlapping like that. And its little stem is kind of like that. Okay. And then you have some of the little beautiful little leaves. And each leaf you could kind of look at first and then get the idea of what they all look like. And, I'm not going to try to be too exact. Because again, I could do some close-ups of just a few of them. So like if I wanted to do a more realistic close-up of just one of them, again, I could kind of like make a little circle. Because again, if you're out in the field and you don't have a lot of time, or if you just don't have time in general, then I could make a more realistic drawing of this one. And it's really cool. It's kind of like oval, but then it's got some kind of jagged areas. So this is how you can really save some time. Kind of like that. And then I see it has some little veins going out like this. So that's kind of a close-up of the leaf. So we have a leaf. And then, we have the fruits here. Yeah. And so then for fun, if you wanted to add a little color, again, my simplest small watercolor set I've created in here. And I've got this brush. I also have brushes of different sizes. So you can see the difference in the sizes of these brushes, and they hold water, which is really convenient for sketching outside. And so, again, if I want to save time, I could just do one of each. So I might just do this red, and the red might not be exact, but I could test my reds here and just see what kind of different colors. So that's a purple. So, not going to be that realistic, especially with this small color palette. There's pros and cons to a smaller color palette. And these are kind of shiny, so I might actually leave a little bit. Leave a little highlight. I actually see a couple of highlights there. That might be kind of fun. And if I wanted to shade it a little bit with some of this more purpley stuff, see, I could put the shadow down here. Something like that. And then let's see, the stem, that leftover stem is kind of here. Yeah, that's cute. Right. And then a leaf, we want to see what we have with the leaf. What kind of green do I have here? It's a really dark green. Of course, I probably have something dirty. I usually would wear this little thing. My friend, colleague Jack Laws taught me about this, where you wear a little piece of sock, and that's how you can clean off your brush. So if I wanted a cleaner green here, see how that is? Oh yeah, see, that's a different green. And then I could just put that in there. And, if I wanted to add a little bit of yellow to that, I could. Just playing with it, sort of. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's just a quick way that I would, do a little journal page and save a lot of time. So I know my live stream has been 26 minutes, but basically just if you were to go outside, you could literally spend 5 minutes just finding a plant. You don't even have to know its name, making a little quick sketch of what the whole stem looks like, and then doing some close-ups of the most interesting and unique parts, which is generally the fruit type is the most unique to a plant. Leaves can be, really a lot of plants have sort of the same kind of leaves, but it's fun to do a leaf as well. And then, that's it. You don't have to spend all day on something. And when you come back from the field, some other day, if you want to work on, if you have just 5 more minutes on another day, you can have some fun, making, your title more interesting looking, and adding some color to the title if you want. Or you could come back another day, after you've done some research on your species, and adding some interesting fun facts. But this can be done over the course of several days, or even just 5 minutes every Saturday morning. If you schedule something, it's real. And so I really suggest you schedule time to work in a nature journal. And even if it's just 5 minutes on, Sunday afternoons, or what is today, Tuesday mornings, just something to get you out there observing the natural world. Okay. Well, that's about it. I don't know. Yeah, I was going to try to switch over to my face, but I don't know how to do that. So thank you very much for joining me. And you can always add something in the chat or the comments later on. I'd love to have you join my free nature sketching challenge. I almost forgot to mention that. And I'll put a link to that in the chat box in a few minutes, and also in the description. That's a free challenge. It's 7 days of just a few minutes each day. And you can get access to the whole thing when you sign up. All you need is your email address and a password, and it's free. And I'll make a link to that in a few minutes in the comments below somewhere, and in the description box. So I hope to see you inside my free nature sketching challenge. And at the end of the challenge, when you finish it, there's a discount code for 30% off my course that I suggest is my first real course for beginning nature journalers. It's called Discover Nature Sketching and Journaling. So I hope you join me in one of those. And also remember, this Saturday is International Vulture Awareness Day. And there are many species of vultures around the world that are endangered with extinction because they've been persecuted and misunderstood for thousands of years, and many of them are going extinct. But we're going to sketch one of the most common ones that I've been observing in Central America during my travels, and that's the black vulture. And there's a really fun way to sketch that with charcoal pencils. Okay, well, I got to go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care. Bye bye.